Good afternoon, everybody. I wanted to take a few minutes and look at some of these problems with the healthcare plan costs and show you how we could use this table and figure out somebody's costs. So just running through this thing. Let me read through the problem first, and then we'll go back and look for the important details. Number one, determine your network plan costs with the following copayments: 7 physician visits, 2 specialist visits, 12 physical therapy appointments at $90 each. You also have the following pharmacy charges: 2 local drugs, 1 local brand name drug, 3 mail order generic drugs, and 1 mail order brand name drug. You have no hospital charges and no deductible. Well, that's convenient. A couple less things to worry about, I guess, at least. So let's see here. Back to the top and looking for the important bits. Right here we see that it is network. Okay, so we're going to be dealing with everything out of this column here. No non-network charges. Okay, so network, and the first thing that comes up is 7 physician visits, which pops up here under the co-insurance / copayments. And it says that for network physician visits, it is $20 each. So I'm going to make a few notes as I go here. Physician visits. There are, it costs $20, and there were 7 of them. So altogether, that would cost this $140. Right after that, there are 7 specialist visits. No, sorry, not 7. 2 specialist visits, which is in the same broad category. But right down here, it says that specialist visits are going to be $30 each. And so I'm going to add to what I have already. I'm going to say for our specialist visits, those are $30 each. And there are 2 of them, so total $60. After that, 12 physical therapy appointments at $90 each. Okay, now physical therapy appointments in this healthcare plan, it's not a set dollar amount. It is instead 20% of whatever cost they give us. So it'll be essentially each appointment is 20% of $90, which means we're going to be multiplying. So physical therapy, it would be $90 for each visit times 20%, because that's what it says in the table. And then there were 12 of those visits altogether. So I'm going to get out a calculator. Let's say 90 times 0.20 times 12 for $216 total. I'll write that down here. This is not a dollar sign. That bothers me. So I'm going to change it. There we go. Okay. Next, we also, it says, you also have the following pharmacy charges: 2 local generic drugs, new color. Okay. When it says local, another word for that is essentially going to be retail. So when they say local drugs, they're getting them from a retail pharmacy. So 2 local generic drugs means 2 generic drugs from a retail pharmacy. And it says here that those are going to cost us a co-payment of $10 each. So just add on to this bit right here. So generic retail RX. I'm going to say RX as an abbreviation for prescription. If you've never seen that before, that maybe seems weird. I don't know why people do that, but it is actually pretty common to abbreviate prescription with the letters RX. Anyway, generic retail prescription. They're $10 each, and there are 2 of them, so that'll cost us $20. Likewise, generic brand name retail prescription is the very next thing that comes up right here. one local brand name drug. So retail pharmacy, brand name, $20. And there's only one of them. So $20 times 1 is still $20. Getting close to the end here. Then there's 3 mail order generic drugs. So down here talks about mail order pharmacy. So for each mail order drug that is generic, it's $25. So generic mail order prescription, those are $25 each, and there are 3 of them according to the problem. So $75. And finally, the end. The last one. The last one is one mail order brand name drug, which shows up right here. Again, mail order prescriptions that are brand name cost $50 each. So we'll type that in here in our work. Brand name mail order prescription for $50, and there's only one of them. So that's $50. Oh, finally. It says at the end there, we're not going to worry about the hospital charges and we're not going to worry about the deductible. So we have done everything we need to do for this problem except for add everything together. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get all these total numbers that are in this far column over here. Those ones, and I'm going to add all of those together, and that's going to be the costs of all of our medical costs for the year according to this plan. So 140 plus 60 plus 216 plus 20 plus 20 again plus 75 plus 50, grand total for $581. This is our answer for the question, how much did we pay all together? Incredible. Okay, we're going to try that one more time. So, YEEP. Determine a family's network plan costs with the following copayments: 22 physician visits, 12 specialist visits, 15 physical therapy appointments at $80 each, 1 emergency room visit, plus ambulance fee. Yikes. The family also had the following pharmacy charges: 9 local generic drugs, 4 local brand name drugs, 6 generic mail order drugs, 2 mail order brand name drugs, and a hospital charge of $92.60. And they met their annual deductible. Wow, so much. Yikes. Okay, since a lot of these categories are going to come up all over again, I'm going to copy and paste. Part of it, some of them will change in terms of the number, but I know that they talked about physician visits and physical therapy visits and most of these things in here, so I'm going to just clear off some of the extra information here. There we go. Okay. I'm still going to need all of these things, so let's see how they come up here. So first thing it says, 22 physician visits. Okay, 22 physician visits, still in network, so it'll be $20 times 22, which is $440. Then the 12 specialist visits right after that. Okay, knock this off. Those are $30 each for the specialist visits, so $30 times 12 specialist visits is $360. Then physical therapy, you notice I deleted more of this one because it actually has some key details that are different. It's 15 visits, and it does say that they're $80 each. My wife says that this is low, by the way. She is a physical therapist. I don't know. I'm just going off of what the book says, but we're gonna use what they have in here. So here we go. $80, and they're 20%. They pay 20% of that $80 for each visit, according to our chart right here. So $80 times 20% times 15 visits. Need a calculator at this point. So clear off our old stuff. 80 times 0.20 times 15 visits, $240. Okay. Whew. Okay, we're getting there. Generic retail prescriptions, $10 each. How many are there? Generic local drugs. There they are, 9 of them. So 9 retail or generic. Generic local drugs means the same thing as from a retail pharmacy. So I don't know if you can hear that in the background. Sounds like they're making something. They might be baking. I think they're making cake. It's my in-laws' birthday tomorrow. Both of them, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, their birthday is on the same day. Crazy, right? So my wife is baking them a cake, even though we're not going to see them, but I think she's going to drop it off, which, yeah, because we're still, social distancing and all that. 4 local brand name drugs, so $20 times, how many? 4? That's 80. And generic mail order, there's 6 of them, 6 generic mail order drugs. They're $25 each. So $25 times 6 is $150. And the last one of these drug type things, 2 mail order brand name drugs. So $50 for each of those times 2, that's $100. And again, if you're not sure why I said $50 each, again, it's mail order, brand name, $50 each. Okay. You'll notice that I glossed over a couple of other little things, though. It does say that they made 1 emergency room visit. Now, that didn't come up on the last problem. 1 emergency room visit plus ambulance fee. How much does that cost, according to our plan? Emergency room, ER. Down here says $100. Just flat $100, and also ambulance right behind that is another $100. So those are going to be 2 separate things. So let's just call that ER for emergency room. That's $100. And there was only 1 visit, so I'm not going to do multiplication by 1. That seems silly. But if there were multiple ER visits, you would do $100 times however many visits they made. So $100 for each of those things. And what have I left off? Hospital charge. Yikes. Here it is. Last thing that requires a lot of math. Let's see. There was also a hospital charge of $92.60. And it says in here that hospital charges are covered. We have to pay 10% using this plan. So for the hospital charge, we take the entire amount. Hospital charge $92.60 and multiply it by 0.10 because that's 10% written as a decimal, and that's $926. $926. Oh, have I done everything yet? Almost. The family, it says in the very last sentence, the family has already met its annual deductible, which means that they have paid $3,000 out of pocket because annual deductible is right here. It's for a family and it's $3,000. So I'm just going to tack that on here at the end. Family deductible, $3,000. And finally, I think we've gone through everything in this problem. It's time to add, because if we want their total costs, we need to add all of that stuff together. So what stuff, you might say? Which stuff indeed? It would be, let's do bright green. So all of these numbers at the end is what I'm going to add together, because those are the costs after we multiplied by the number of drugs or the number of visits that they were making. And so get our addition on here. 440 plus 360, 240, 90, 80, 150, 100, 100, 100, 926 for the hospital charge, and finally the family deductible of 3,000 means at the end our grand total for their medical costs for the year $5,586. That's not a dollar sign. I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to make it big, and I'm going to make it bold. Boom. Increase in size, and we'll call this red. There's a big old number. Yes, this is the answer to the problem. Okay, hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know via email or what have you. And give those problems a try if you haven't done so already. Bye, everybody.